What's up guys, I'm finally back with another video, and today I'm going to talk about Hydra Ling Bane in ZvT. So I'm not going to talk anything about the early game in this video. If you're interested in that, I suggest you check out my other videos. I have a bunch of videos on early game ZvT, so you can just take a look at those. But basically we're just going to start off from the mid game here, and we just opened the standard double evo before lair. We got our lair, our baiting nest, 1-1, all that stuff. We're starting Hydra Den and Infestation Pit with our lair. And yeah, from here we're just gonna play Hydra Ling Bane, and I'm just gonna talk you guys through that. So in this game there was a little bit of a messy early game here, and I kinda lost my fourth, but he traded off all his marines, so we're in a okay spot anyways. Not ideal, but it's okay. So basically from here, it's very important that you don't rush into Hydras when you're playing Hydra Ling Bane, because then your army becomes quite weak initially. It's not very good at fighting in small numbers, so we're just gonna try to stabilize on Hydra Ling, or just Ling Bane initially, and then we're gonna start adding on Hydras a little bit later on. So first off, we're just, like I said, making Ling Bane, and once we get up to about 140 supply here, you're gonna want to split up your army into two parts. And the 140 supply mark is not really like the supply that matters, it's the fact that you'll have enough units to fight two medevacs by themselves. So you'll have one army on this side of the map that's big enough to fight two medevacs with 16 marines, and you'll have one army on this side that's big enough to fight two medevacs with 16 marines. And the goal here is just to defend our creep spread initially. So yeah, here I have enough now to fight versus two medevacs on their own. So I split up. This is enough to fight two medevacs, and this is enough to fight two medevacs. So now I just split up, and I'm just looking to protect my creep spread here. Meanwhile, we get our hive pretty fast, just because we want our upgrades, we want the arena clans, we want the vipers. So we get it pretty fast, and we're not going like crazy on the Hydras here. We're just gonna add on a couple every now and then, and we want to make sure we have like a few in each control group here. So we're gonna have 5-6 on this side, 5-6 on this side. And yeah, from here we're just droning up. We're looking to go up to about 90 drones. And yeah, we just keep doing what we're doing. Like, as soon as he comes close to our creep spread here, we wanna fight him, chase him off. So this is why we have our army split up like this, is just so that we can constantly protect our creep spread. So whenever we see two medevacs show up, we drive him away, and we just keep spreading our creep. And the end goal here is, like, we're not looking to do any big moves aggressively here until we have creep spread close to his bases, so we have a point where we can run back to if we need to. But yeah, like I said, we're just droning here, getting our hive, getting our tech, and all this stuff. And yeah, like, if we were to do like a big committed push at this point, we have the option where we can reactively choose what we want to do. We can either bring our armies together and use, let's say he pushes like this, we can use this army to flank, or we can use it to counterattack. So we can reactively look at his army and say like, okay, I think I have enough on this side so I can defend it on creep without this army. Then I can go counterattack. And if you don't think that you have enough, then you can just use this army to flank. That stuff. So yeah, here we just keep on adding on Hydra Ling Bane, and we try to keep the armies fairly similar in sizes. So we'll add on some units to each army every now and then. And the main focus here is just creep spread and getting to 200 supply. We're not really looking to do any moves before that. So yeah. Here we see him moving out with a fairly large army, but this army I'm fairly confident that I can defend with this army, so I just use this army to be a bit more aggressive on this side. If you were to try to take a fourth base here, I would deny it here. But obviously he's taking it over here. So yeah, we're not really looking to fight off creep at all before we max out, which is where we're getting to now. And here we're not really looking to commit to a head-on engagement. We just wanna poke, and if there's nothing defending, we can stay there. But as soon as he rotates his army, we should pull out of this. Yeah, at the same time we're defending this drop on the other side, being aggressive here. And as soon as his army comes, we just pull out. And we just keep making sure that we add units back into this army. So we're gonna end up at like around 15 Hydras here. Actually, a bit more like 20. This is a little bit high, I would say. But I think like having like 8 on each side is fine. So 16 is a good number. You can go up to 20. 22 I think is a little bit high. You should probably never go above 20, I think. Just 10 on each side, and the rest Ling Bane. So yeah, we just keep doing what we've been doing this entire time. And I don't creep spread. Because we're like, the way we're gonna play this is we're just gonna be as close to our creep spread as possible. We always wanna fight on creep if we can. And we're only really gonna try to poke off creep. And if it looks like we can get a good fight, then we still go for it. But we're very reserved with our engagements here. And the main goal we have right now is just to deny him from taking a 5th base. If we can find an opening, we can try to go in for a kill on this base or this base. But our general goal here is just to deny the 5th base for as long as we can. And once you get to Hive, you should always add at least a couple of Vipers right away, along with these upgrades. And here we have the option, we can go into Lurkers, we can go into Ultras, whatever we want to. Or we can just stay on Hydra Ling Bane. That's also completely fine. One thing I'm gonna say about that though is like, if you choose to go into Ultras, is to never overmake Ultras. The only thing that the Ultra really does better than Ling Bane is killing planetaries and tanking some mine shots. So at the very most, I would say you should have like 3 to 4 Ultras on each side. At the very most. So you should never ever make more than like 8 Ultras in total. But even that's a bit high, I think. I think just like 5-6 Ultras is a good enough number if you choose to go that route. Otherwise, like I said, you can just stay on this composition, and that's completely fine. Yeah. See here, I'm just checking this location. I have my 2 armies here. And here, I'm maxed with a bank. And I see he's a little bit out of position, so I try to go for this fight. If I was not maxed with a bank here, I would not take this engagement. I would just go back and wait for more creep spread before I do anything. I'm pretty happy with this game, him not having a 5th base yet. So my goal here is just to keep denying these bases. But this game I do choose to take the fight here. But you guys should be a little bit aware of that you don't need to fight like this like I did here. And it ended up being a pretty big mistake because I lost something here, some here to the Widow Mines, I lost some here to this fight. So yeah, this was a little bit ambitious by me. But yeah, you can do moves like that if you're maxed with a bank. So here we just rinse and repeat. We remake our armies, make sure we have about even size on each side. Keep expanding, keep spreading our creep. And yeah, like I said, you're just looking to deny his 5th base here. We're just gonna poke and prod and just like slowly wear him down, starve him out. So here I go, check the bases. I see there's no 5th here, there's no 5th here. And here, I see the army size. And like, I'm pretty confident I can fight this, so I go for the fight. If the army was bigger, let's say he brought everything to this position to push me, I could just simply go back to creep and use this army to counterattack. Because at this point, like once we're maxed, and we have Vipers especially, it's very hard for him to fight me on creep when I have this many Banelings. So we don't really need to have our entire army to defend his entire army, as long as we're fighting on creep. So I'm pretty confident to just go for this counterattack. And again, with this counterattack as well, I'm not really looking to commit super hard. I'm just gonna go in, see what I can do. And as soon as I feel like I can't do anything, I just pull out. And yeah, at the same time, engage into this army. But I don't really overcommit anyway, in any way. Just make sure I can establish my creep spread again. That got cleared before. And you can see we almost have creep spread all the way over here. So yeah, we check the 5th base again. And here I kind of mess up. I see the 5th base, but I choose to go for this move instead, which is a little bit ambitious by me. The safe play here is just to kill this CC and just starve him out, because you can see he's already pretty broke. He's starting to mine out his bases. So he kind of needs a new base. And I don't really need to commit into this base at all. This is another mistake by me. A little bit impatient, but again, since I'm max with a bank, it's kind of fine to do some moves like this. As long as you get a decent trade, it's usually all okay. Yeah. And again, like here I could have added ultras or lurkers or whatever I wanted, but since I felt like this game was going pretty good for me, I just decided to keep staying on Hydra Ling Bane, keep upgrading. So yeah, it's very important, especially like if you lose your creep queens, you really need to remake those right away. Because with this style, you really need to have creep spread throughout the entire game. That's true for almost every game in ZvT, but especially with this style. Because we need to be able to have our armies in a pretty forward location. And if we don't have creep spread, that becomes very risky, because we can't really run away. So yeah, here we just keep 2 fairly even army sizes. And we're on creep here, so we feel super confident in fighting. We get a pretty good trade. And this was just half our army, our other half is here. This was a little bit of a mistake by me as well. When there's something happening on this side of the map, I should instantly be doing something on this map as well. So I should have gone in for this counterattack a little bit faster. But yeah, again, my main concern here is just denying his 5th base. So that's what I'm looking to do. And yeah, at this point, like I said, he's already really starved out. And yeah, I just need to kill this base one time and the game basically ends. So at this point I might be even looking to like bring my army together, or I just do this, because this forces him to move units to this side of the map. And we're just doing small skirmishes over here, keep remaxing. And yeah, at this point the game is pretty over. He moves over to the right side to defend his 3rd base, my run by, and I get to go up and kill this base for free. And this is what we're looking to do the entire game. Just pull him out of position with one army, engage with the other, protect our creep spread, and you should be able to starve him out pretty efficiently. And here I know that he's on basically his final army, final push, so I bring my entire army together to crush this, and then the game basically ends. So yeah, that's how you play Hydra Ling Bane in ZvT. So I hope this was useful for you guys. And again, the biggest thing is just protecting your creep spread and denying the 5th base. And yeah, if you're going into ultras, you should consider his army composition as well. If he already has like ghosts out, I would not recommend going into Ultras. I think it's just better to probably stay on Hydra Ling Bane then. But yeah, it's up to you guys. You have some freedom here in the late game in what composition to get. But yeah, just the goal is just to protect your creep spread, pull him apart, deny his 5th base. Those are your 3 main goals here in the late game like this. So yeah, if you like the video, make sure you like and subscribe and leave your comment. And I'll see you guys soon with another video.